Speaking of China interfering in other countries, Zambia's foreign minister has stepped down after public outcry over his Chinese business dealings. This video circulating online shows men counting piles of cash. One of the men is rumored to be Foreign Minister Kakubo, and another a Chinese businessman. Now, call me cynical, but I always assume people in charge are corrupt. But do they have to be so cartoonishly corrupt? This is one step below lighting a cigar with a $100 bill and wiping their shoes off on an orphan manatee skin rug. Some handwritten notes on social media added fuel to the allegations. This one describes an agreement for $100,000 between a Chinese and a Zambian mining company, and is signed by a Mr. Zhang and Kakubo. Here's another one for a transaction for $200,000. Now, none of this footage really is a smoking gun. However, Kakubo didn't deny that they were real or that they implicated him, which means there's a pretty good chance they do. He didn't deny it? Is it weird that I think despite the cartoonish levels of corruption on display, I'm actually impressed he's kind of being honest about it. That's the bar we're at. But even if he had denied it, there would still be a pretty good chance that they'd implicate him. What Kakubo did do was call them malicious claims over a business transaction and say he was stepping down because he didn't want the government distracted by the controversy. Which I guess makes a little bit of sense, since this is about as distracting as a giant spy balloon in the sky that poses no imminent threat, we swear. It didn't help that last year he was accused of receiving a bribe after he was spotted leaving the office of a Chinese-owned cement company with a briefcase. Now, walking out of an office with a briefcase might not seem that suspicious, but it involves a Chinese company. I guess people assume the worst. Well, maybe not the worst. I just assume it's a briefcase full of cash. Considering it's a Chinese company, the worst would actually be if it's filled with human organs, which would be horrible since it would ruin the briefcase.